I'm Akira,
and you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? I am telling you guys right now, if there is any boxer in the sport that seriously needs an advisor and a publicist, I mean a damn good one, it is this man right here, Rollie Romero. A microphone and a camera is the most dangerous weapon in the world, and Rollie is proof of that. So after Rollie has continuously contradicted everything that he said about possibly fighting Devin Haney, he does another interview on Fight Hype. He's asked about Devin Haney, and he starts off trolling, not even talking about even making the fight, not even saying he wants to fight. Never, not one time in this interview did he say he wants to fight Devin Haney. All he did was troll. He starts talking once again how he's really Devin Haney's father. And you could tell the way he was saying it in this interview, he really thought he was going to bring the house down. Like he thought he was going to have the whole world laughing and the reporter was going to be like, oh, good one, Rollie, etc., etc. It was like he put a lot into this joke, you know, because you guys know he hangs around with Teofimo. And when he said this, I'm Devin Haney's biological father, it almost sounds like him and Teo were just hanging around and they were like, oh man, I know what you should say. You should say right in the interview, I'm his father. And they busting up laughing. Oh man, that is a good one, man. That's a real good one, right? They thought that that was just going to be so hilarious. Now let me play the clip of how the reporter actually responded or reacted to Rollie saying this. Check this out.
Me and Bill, we've been keeping this a secret a very long time. I'm actually Devin's biological father.
See, I really thought you were being serious there for a minute. It's gonna say you guys squashed it, or we talked about a fight coming, or...
No, I'm Devin's biological father. He didn't take my last name for other reasons, but yeah.
You know, after hearing that, they're only gonna want that fight more, Rollie.
Now you see how Rollie's joke just completely fell flat? The reason why it fell flat because he's trying to take a page out of Teofimo Lopez's book. Trash talk without making the fight. See, the whole thing is Teo himself, he wants to be the modern day Floyd Mayweather. But what these cats don't understand is Floyd Mayweather, he did a lot of trash talking, but Floyd, he didn't trash talk until the contract was signed. Before the contract was signed, Floyd Mayweather was quiet as a mouse. Once the contract was signed, that's when you seen him go into promotion mode, because that's what it was. It was promoting the fight. But these guys are wasting material. They don't want the fight. And it's once again as if they sit around, you know, thinking of clever jokes that they think is funny and clever, you know, and they, for some reason, they think that this is going to make fans laugh so hard that they're going to be like, man, this Rollie dude, he's so damn funny. I don't even want to see the fight anymore. I just want to see him keep making jokes because he's such a great comedian. I ain't even looking forward to his next fight. I'm looking forward to his next joke. You know, this is a sad time in boxing when you got two fighters in the same division sitting around in a room colluding to duck a particular fighter. And I mean, putting a lot of thinking into it, right? No, this is how you do it, man. This is how you avoid them. I'm telling you, this is what you say, man. You keep putting out distractions by talking trash about them. And while people are looking the other way, that's when you start negotiating with the guy that you're really going to fight next. So anyway, let's get back to this interview and watch how Rollie continues to contradict himself over and over in the same interview. Because usually he's contradicting himself from one Instagram post to the next. In this interview, he's contradicting himself all together in the same interview. So we're going to continue where we left off, where Sean, the reporter, he asked him, or he says to him, first he said to him, he said, you know, people are going to want this fight more, or at least, you know, Devin's going to want this fight more now that you're talking this way, right? Let's continue right there.
They don't want the fight that much from what I'm hearing. They're asking for too much fucking money. more money than what fucking Devin's worth because he doesn't even fill up an arena. The fucking star right there is me. The one that over there is filling the crowd, the exciting fighter there is me. Or am I wrong? Because I'm not even gonna let you answer that question.
Did you guys hear that? Rollie, he says, I'm the bigger star. And then he makes the mistake of asking the reporter, am I right or am I wrong? And then you can tell he thinks about it and he says, well, I'm not even going to let you answer that question. Of course you don't want him to answer that question, because if he answers the question, he could easily point out actual facts. Well, you know, Devin Haney has headlined fight cards before. He's actually been the main event of cards before, more than once. Devin Haney made $3 million in his last fight against Jorge Linares. Do you guys know how much money Rollie made? He made $100,000 in his last fight. Now, just imagine how much money he walks away with after he has to pay off everyone on his team. I mean, does Rollie not know that this is all public record? You can't fool the public just talking on a microphone. It doesn't work that way. Speaking of fooling the public, then Rollie, he says that they want $8 million. And right after he says they want $8 million to fight, he says they want $8 or $5 million. How does it go from $8 to $5 million, right? And he's making it sound as if he's been negotiating, like not Floyd Mayweather or Al Heyman, like he's been negotiating directly with Team Haney. Now, you guys may recall in his last post, Rollie responded to the news that Devin Haney reached out to Floyd Mayweather and said, can we get the Rollie fight? Now, instead of Rollie contacting Floyd himself and said, yeah, let's go ahead and make the fight. Can we make that fight? I want it too. Instead of him doing that, you know how he responds to this news, hearing about this? He says, what are you calling Mayweather for? You should be calling me. Don't call Mayweather. Contact me. Email me. Send me a message, right? And this is why you got to really be careful what you ask for. Because right after Rollie said this, Team Haney obliged him. And they send him this right here. Bill Haney, he sends him a respectful DM on Instagram. And he says, Rollie, you can call me back whenever time permits. Tell your dad I said hello. And then he leaves his number for Rollie to call him back. Guys, that message was sent almost 10 days ago. And Rollie still hasn't responded to Bill to this day. But yet he's doing these interviews, and this is what he's saying in these interviews. Let me go ahead and play another clip from the interview.
But we know what it is.
But there is talks, like there have been some talks about making that fight happen, because Dev says he talked.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Sean. I'll fight you right now. But I want $100 million. You think somebody's gonna put that shit up? You think somebody's gonna put up $100 million?
No, hell no, not for me.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. In the same situation right here, he's asking for $8 million, $5 million. Like, he ain't gonna fucking get that shit. Motherfucker can't even fill up a fucking seat. So you know what? You're really gonna waste my fucking time? I'd rather go after the big fish, because at least Tank's a real champion. I could talk all the fucking shit I want about him, but he's a 130-pound world champion, a 35-pound world champion, a 40-pound world champion, well, a 2-time 30-pound world champion, right? And
WBA.
Pay-per-view, would I rather go out to pay-per-view or a fucking pussy?
Okay, Rollie, but if the money is right, you know, all that's not a problem. Is it fight?
It doesn't matter. I still want fucking, I would rather Tank than fucking Haney.
Now, did you guys just hear that exchange? Sean, the reporter, he just said to Rollie, now, what if you are getting the money that you want? Rollie's answer was, it does not matter. So he just admitted it has nothing to do with someone asking for $8 million or $5 million. He's saying even if they gave him the money he wanted, he still doesn't want the fight. And he says he wants the Tank Davis fight instead. So obviously the natural question is, what if you don't get the Tank Davis fight, which he most likely won't get next? What excuse would you have for turning down that fight after that? So that question comes later. Let's go back to the clip.
Which one's a better option? Fighting Tank or fighting Haney?
But if that Tank fight ain't gonna happen right away, Haney in the meantime.
You know, I'm gonna tell you what it really is. Haney needs us. Haney needs us. Fucking Eddie don't want to pay him. He broke his fuck, and they don't want to fucking they don't want to pay what the fuck that he's asking because he's not worth that. And that's what it is. They need me. I sell fucking fights. He don't.
So there it is. You heard what Rollie said. I sell tickets and they don't. They need me. I've already went over the numbers, so we don't have to go over the numbers again. This is what I will say when it comes to giving Rollie great advice. It would have made Rollie look a lot better if he would have just came out and been honest and just said, look, man, I really respect Devin Haney. I've worked with him. He's a very difficult, tough challenge, and we will fight, but it's going to be later down the line. You know, a fight like that, I want to build up because I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's going to be like my toughest fight. If he would have said that, of course, he would have got criticism, but not as much as he gets for constantly lying and contradicting himself. He's completely destroying his reputation. If he would have been honest and gave Devin Haney the respect he deserves, fans would have respected Rollie way more than they are right now. Every time he speaks on a camera, on a microphone, he's making himself look worse and worse. And now with Rollie doing all this extra stuff, talking about how, you know, they need him and Devin can't sell tickets, he's wasting my time, etc., etc. What's the bigger fight, him or Tank Davis? Now, that means you just put more pressure on yourself for who your next opponent is going to be. Because if your next opponent is not going to be Tank Davis and it's not going to be Devin Haney, who are you going to fight that's a bigger draw than Devin Haney? Who are you going to fight that's going to pay you more money than Devin Haney? This man could have made easily 5 times more than what he just made in his last fight if he fought Devin Haney. So how is he going to explain fighting someone lesser than Devin Haney in his very next fight? That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improve footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. Contact them at 704-499-3471 and make sure you follow them on Instagram.